different styles of boards that are out there, and it's really hard to choose what board is right for you in the beginning. Hi, I'm Sally Mello, and I'm here to help you pick out the right board for you. So paddleboarding is a really wonderful and most interesting sport, and it's really kind of evolved over the last couple of years. So there's not a lot on the internet, so hopefully we can educate you today on which board is best for you. We're going to talk about 4 different styles of boards today. The first one is called the prone board. And prone boards have been around for a really long time. They're really skinny boards, and the skinny board means it's wide enough for your shoulders. You're going to lay down on this board and you're going to paddle with your arms. There's no paddle here, but this is part of the stand-up paddle board. So you lie down on your stomach. They're really skinny boards. They're really tippy, but they go really, really fast. So very fun boards to play on, but you will go swimming the first time you try it. The second board that we're going to talk about is probably the most traditional board out there. This is called a surf style board. Now what's neat about a surf style board is if you're buying the right board for you, it has the right volume so it's nice and buoyant, and a surf style board is a stable board. So surf style boards are kind of the more stable of all of the groups, and this is the entry level board. This is kind of where most people start, is on the surf style board. So we have this big surf style, big wide board. The nose kind of splashes over the top of the surface. And so you're able to kind of keep some stability. The boards that are designed now are more for flat water. So you have a lot of nose rockers, so your nose is out of the water, but you don't have as much tail rockers, so it creates stability. There are more boards created for flat water paddling now. So really nice and stable as long as you're buying the right size board. Biggest mistake I think that's happening in today's world is people want to go out and paddleboard, and what's happening is they're choosing the wrong board, either for the type of person that they are, or that they're buying one that doesn't have enough volume. For instance, I hate to throw Costco under the bus, but they sell a board that's basically for someone who's 150 pounds or less. So if that 170-pound guy goes out there and tries this board, he's not going to have a wonderful experience on paddleboarding, and he's going to give up right away because he's going to make that board sink into the water, which makes it unstable, and he's not going to have a good time. So it's really important that you come into a shop like this and make sure you have the right size board for you. This is the third board that we're going to talk about. This board here is called a displacement board. Now what happens with displacement boards, it's going to displace the water differently. So instead of slapping over the top of the water like the surf style board does, what the displacement board does is it's got this nice pointed nose, but the nose picks up the front of the water and it displaces the water. So it has better glide. It's like diving in a pool and keeping your arms in front of you. It has glide to it. It also, because of the nice sleek lines that it has, the kind of skinnier nose, you have better paddle placement. So it keeps you going straighter longer. You have stronger pulls with these displacement boards just because of how you're placing your hand or placing the paddle in the water. So displacement boards go straighter, longer. This is called a touring board. The skinnier displacement boards are called race boards. That's where if you go out and see a paddleboard race, you see these really skinny boards that have the pointed noses. They tend to go a little bit faster just because they're skinnier boards. And again, it's like diving in the water, keeping your hands in front of you. They glide. So if you're a runner or a cyclist, and you like to go out and go miles, you don't want to start on a surf style board. A displacement board or a touring board is exactly where you want to start. This last board that we have here is called an inflatable board. As you can see, the inflatable board is it looks a lot like the displacement board. This is actually a inflatable displacement board. So it picks up the front end of the water, but this rolls up into a little bag and you can take it anywhere. And it's still wonderful and stiff like a surfboard. These good high-end inflatables are awesome boards, and They work exactly like the regular boards do, and they're super stiff, and they're designed to be as equal, if not nicer, than the regular standard boards. And again, that's the higher end ones. The lower end inflatable boards, the problem with some of the inflatables is they have fibers that hold the top deck and the bottom deck together. And the fibers you have, the more flexibility that board has. So if you're a heavier guy and you bought a less expensive board, if you stand in the middle on it, it's gonna taco on you. It's called tacoing. So you're gonna stand in the middle, and the front end and the back end are gonna be out of the water, and it's not gonna be this favorable experience. It'll be like riding a noodle down the water. What you really wanna do is just spend a couple more dollars and get a nicer inflatable if you're gonna invest in an inflatable that has a few more fibers that hold the top deck and the bottom deck together, and it makes it this incredible ride. Again, if you're interested in buying a paddleboard, my suggestion would be come into my shop, and let's talk and figure out what kind of person you are, what you like to do, how you like to use the boards, and we can pick out the right board for you.